Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, where travelers are one stop away from world destinations. Connections on American Airlines to Chicago or to Dallas-Fort Worth are available daily. Close, convenient, CIRA. More at CIRA.com.
The Boy Scouts are Boy Scouts no longer. That's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Tuesday, May 28th. I'm Lauren Warnicki, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with a rebranding campaign for the Boy Scouts. The more than century-old organization has plans to change its name and reflect its efforts to be more inclusive. WGLT's Eric Stock reports.
Starting next year, the Boy Scouts will be known as Scouting America. The head of Boy Scouts in Central Illinois says he expects the name change will encourage more girls to become Scouts. CEO of the WD Boys Council of the Boy Scouts, Ben Blumenberg, says girls currently make up 14% of the council's membership locally.
We see there are a lot of girls that may have sat on the sidelines while an older brother participated in Scouts BSA or in Cub Scouts, but we're really interested in the types of programs that we have to offer. And so now that they have that opportunity, they're joining in droves.
Blumenberg says Scout membership has started to rebound after a sharp drop during the COVID pandemic. He says Scout recruitment in schools stopped almost entirely for 2 years. So
in a lot of communities, we're starting packs from scratch so that we can rebuild.
And Blumenberg concedes there will be some pushback about the gender-neutral name change, but he says he can't worry about that.
My goal is to make sure that kids today have a great scouting program.
Blumenberg says he'll always refer to himself as a Boy Scout, but it's not about the program he had. He says it's about what they can do for today's kids and families. With reporting from student reporter Gage Owens, I'm Eric Stock.
Here are some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. Police in Normal arrested a juvenile male on attempted murder and other charges in connection with a shooting last Thursday. An adult man was hit by the gunfire. His injuries were not considered life-threatening. A Bloomington attorney had his law license suspended for misappropriating over $30,000 from insurance cases and neglecting clients. The Illinois Attorney Registration and Disciplinary Commission also says Gregory Oltman did not respond to the commission's request for information. The Bloomington-Normal area added about 500 jobs over the last year. The Twin Cities jobless rate dipped below 4% in April. It's the lowest rate in the state. And high school students across Illinois will get free membership this summer to all Planet Fitness gyms, including the one in Bloomington. It's through a partnership with the Illinois High School Association. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. The school year has ended. District 87 and Unit 5 students graduated over the weekend. And for some teachers, it's the end of an era, too. Unit 5 music teacher Jennifer Bolton and District 87 teacher Joel Michikanis reflect on their 30-plus years in the profession in this audio postcard.
Jennifer Bolton. I have taught for 32 years, and I teach music, specifically band.
Joel Michikanis. I teach some computer classes when they need me, and then I teach art classes also.
So my father was a professor at Illinois State University. And when I said I was going to go into music education, well, what are you doing that for? No, let's find you something else. He said, no, you're not doing that. Oh, but I am doing that. No, you're not. Well, I did.
I think a lot of teachers are inspired by other teachers. And so I was inspired by a teacher I had in high school. And I was always good at making things and working with my hands. And I thought, maybe I could be an art teacher. So I knew my senior year that I was going to be a teacher, probably an art teacher. It was all because of one or two teachers in high school.
When I started, we traveled around. So there were a team of teachers of us, and that's how I've taught at all the elementary schools. Like 3 of us would go to this school, teach for 50 minutes, get in our car, go somewhere else, teach 50 minutes, get in the car, go somewhere else. So that's how the whole thing started. Then it's evolved through the years to what it is now, where I'm in one building only, and the elementary schools are bussed into the junior high schools.
I started working at Bloomington High School in 1990, and I think we got a computer on our desk maybe 10 years later. It was something like that. It was crazy. Now, every kid has a computer and they have one in their pocket. It was just kind of the Wild West back then.
So when I was in college, and then you first get out of college, I had a network of friends, and we all would help each other out in our first jobs because nobody had money. We started off at smaller districts or smaller schools. And so we would say, hey, you're a woodwind. Can you come do my marching band camp? Hey, you're a percussionist. Can you come do my camp? So we would all pitch in and we would do things for free. And then when I got my first job, you're doing the same thing, but now you're doing it daily. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm actually getting paid to do this. How cool is this? They're paying me to do what I love to do.
Eventually, we got to the point where we had computer labs. We had a couple computer labs and we could go to the computer lab. And when those came into being, then they're like, we need some computer teachers. Do you think you can teach that? I'm like, absolutely, I can teach that. And so I taught a web design really early and a little bit of like making databases and things like that, and then eventually, all the kids got computers. So I reworked my whole curriculum based on these computers, things that I could never do before. Now I could do. It's amazing. I love it. I mean, absolutely love the way technology has made teaching easier.
I think when August rolls around, because right now everything is same old, same old. Yep. Yes, I know I'm leaving, but I still don't feel like I'm still doing everything as I normally would. I think August, when everybody goes back to school and I think that's going to be the hardest day. My plan is to hopefully leave town for that first day so it won't hit so hard and then come back afterwards, but we'll see if that happens.
I always got towards the end of summer and I felt like I needed a couple more weeks. And I'm like, I'm just not quite done. I need a little more time before school starts. Just a couple more weeks would be nice. And so that will be nice where I don't have to go back to school. Here's another thing. I can't wait to take a vacation that's not in the summer. I want to take a vacation in the winter. 34 years, I have never taken a vacation in the winter, not once, or the fall or the spring.
That was Jennifer Bolton and Joel Michikanis. WGLT's Lindsay Jones produced this audio postcard. You can hear the full version at WGLT.org. Before we let you go, the Bloomington City Council meets tonight. On the agenda is a presentation of the city's annual street resurfacing program. And that's it for today. I'm Lauren Warnicki. You can subscribe to the Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.